Lore Together is proud to be part of the Boss Rush Games Network. Feel free to find out more at bossrushgames.com/network. Hi, I'm Safi.
And I'm Mystic.
And this is Lore Together. This is the podcast where a husband and wife team grow over all day storytelling, world building, and characters of video games. Because it's what we like to do together. We lore together.
Yep, and this is episode 151.
Welcome back, listeners, to another exciting episode that will distract from the times if you need it.
There's an apocalypse.
What?
In this game.
That's not going to help us distract from the times, Mystic. What are you doing to us? Oh my gosh.
You don't have to type.
That's a relief. Is something still going to try to eat me, though?
No.
Okay. Great. Yeah. Great.
But before we get into the episode, if you'd like to contact us, you can in many different ways. Instagram, Blue Sky, Reddit, YouTube, Steam, and Discord down in the description down below. Or you can contact us via email at loretogether@gmail.com, which is not often used by people, but we do get them from time to time, it turns out.
Yeah, hey there. Thank you.
Yeah, we get a few great game recommendations through that. If you support the podcast, and we hope that you do, there's two different ways you can do that. First is through 5 stars, thumbs up, whatever it is, wherever you're listening, a good review goes a long way. The other way is through Patreon at patreon.com/loretogether. We can pay a per episode pledge, that is per podcast episode, to get early access to those podcast episodes, as well as exclusive access to Let's Plays, as well as voting rights in our live Let's Plays, as well as EPUBs of Safi's novels.
Yes, at the $2 level, you'll get Mother Revolution, my debut sci-fi novel about a woman who discovers the shackles of a race of people hidden in code. And then the top tier are $3, and I guess above if you could donate more, but just $3 level for our podcast. We are giving a digital copy of Hidden Root, which comes out November 13th. They'll Fix What Destiny Couldn't, the beginning of a fantasy trilogy by me. So,
yay!
Enjoy, patrons.
On to the episode.
Which, again, I'm very reassured that unlike last episode, I'm not going to be eaten. Nom nom.
So I'm going to give you the top 4 tags that this game has, as well as the date of development. Okay?
On Steam?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is 2014.
Okay.
The first tag is puzzle. Okay?
All right.
I am not going to give you the second tag yet. The third tag is first person. The fourth tag is sci-fi.
Okay.
The second tag is philosophical.
I don't trust this. I don't trust this at all whatsoever.
I'll also tell you this developer was not known for puzzle games before this. They were known for a first-person shooter franchise with giant hordes of rampaging monsters.
Is this related to Gears of War?
No.
This related to... Well, it's not the Aliens franchise. Plants vs. Zombies. No.
Shooter with what?
I mean, they got the shooting pod things. I'm sorry. My brain just was like,
wow.
Is he really going to throw me off course and actually like make some deep alien plant lore thing that I don't realize? What else? 2014, you said.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't Mass Effect related, is it?
No.
Okay. Why is this so hard to think about?
This is a game that a lot of people think about. It's a thinky game to a lot of people. You're probably not going to get this one. You have heard of this game because we have had this requested by one of our patrons. I believe.
Okay.
But this is the Talos Principle.
Oh.
2014, developed by Crow Team, published by Devolver Digital. Crow Team are, well, this game is akin to Portal in that more than Myst, although some people call it Mist. I don't agree with that. It's Portal. You have devices you're using and the like.
Mm-hmm.
There is some DNA shared with Crow Team's more famous franchise, Serious Sam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which has large ruined worlds, and we have that here, but we're lacking the headless guys with bombs replacing their arms running towards you screaming.
Yes. Oh, Serious Sam. That is an old series.
Yes. And there's not much story to cover there, so...
All right. Noted.
I could be wrong. I honestly haven't played this series. It's not my genre.
No,
so,
you just played, what was it called? The Talos Principle?
Talos Principle, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weirdly spun off. It's not a spin-off like in the same universe, but this came about originally as them playing around with ideas for puzzles in Serious Sam, and they just kept going.
So it's a spiritual successor
No.
in one way. Well,
In one way. It's in the fact that they were playing in the engine for one game and decided to spin what they were playing with into a game.
okay.
Yeah. Kind of like what Tears of the Kingdom was for...
That's what I was just going
Yeah.
to say. Yeah. All the tools that they were using to check stuff, and they realized this is actually really good for puzzles.
Yeah.
Let's swim through some cliffs, guys.
So, stop me if you've heard these types of questions before.
Oh, no.
Can a
What
rope...
if everything you ever wanted came in a can? No, excuse me, a rocket can.
No. Can a robot be human?
Oh, my God. Stop quoting my book to me.
Can a cyborg be human? What is life and purpose, and what is the essence of
Look,
a person?
Deus Ex, I told you to come back a month from now. Jeez.
We've been down paths similar to this in a few episodes now. Deus Ex, as you just mentioned, Blade Runner, Cyberpunk, No Man's Sky being the bigger example.
Mother Revolution deals with that at premise too, guys. It's a very old...
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying Mother Revolution isn't unique, but Mother Revolution is using an old premise. It's
Right.
a very old premise.
Never mind, like, we are Star Trek and Mass Effect fans here, and those franchises also deal with those topics a lot.
A lot.
Like,
To the point, Mass Effect is probably part of the logic structure I use in Mother Revolution, the idea of virtual intelligence versus artificial intelligence. Unfortunately, AI became a whole thing, so I started using the idea of artificial sentience to really get at what I was trying to get to.
You're going to be able to tie this into your work a lot then.
Nice.
So-
Get ready for this to be an ad for my book.
Unintentionally.
Unintentionally.
Because, as Safi will point out, I have not read it yet.
Yeah. I just want
We
you
don't
to
read each other's work is the thing.
We don't.
So-
I'm not actually offended. Like, genuinely, I'm not actually offended. Will I still clock my husband any chance I get for not reading my book? Yes. Because I think that's my right, having married him, but I'm not, like, actually offended that
Right.
he hasn't read it. Because he writes a lot of stuff, and only when he very explicitly tells me, sit down right now and read this while I read it. Because I think there's just been this unspoken understanding between us when we first started dating as creatives that we were gonna do our best to not influence each other's work, because we have such strong opinions on the kind of things we want to create. And myself in particular, I have tried to, Mystic does a lot of stuff for his main job that is very creative, and I've tried very hard not to put in too many of my opinions on it, because I'm a hugely opinionated person. And I saw very early on in our relationship that it would become our thing that then would become me telling Mystic what to do. And I didn't want to ever enter that dynamic. Not that Mystic doesn't have Mystic is a lot better at saying no now. And he wasn't when we were first dating. Yeah. So it was just one of those things that became a thing. I mean, not that anybody asked for this explanation, but that's part of the reason why we don't read each other's work. We just have established that those are separate parts. Now, Mystic has told a bajillion people that we know about my books.
Yes.
And when they come out, we'll tell everybody, buy my book. He's gotten people to buy my book. So he's a great salesman for it. He just doesn't read it.
Yeah.
All right. So
anyway.
I don't know why I had to explain that. I felt like we've talked about it so much in the show that.
So these questions are very important for us to consider in this game.
Not the questions of whether or not we read each other's work.
No.
The question of
can a robot be human? Can a cyborg
humanity,
be human?
yeah.
All that
mechanical humanity, essentially.
Because we are an android in this game.
Mm.
We awake in a serene environment, and it's pretty clear we're an android. We're loading firmware version 99.99.
Is that really clear, though?
I mean...
Deus Ex, we were loading firmware there, too.
Fair, but...
Matrix.
Fair. But let's go with it. We are an android. Our hand is clearly not human, and yes, I know, Deus Ex the same thing, but...
All right, I do want to also clarify, for some reason, I feel like the need to clarify. An android is a step up from a robot, and a robot is given instructions. It doesn't have an opinion. An android is usually used when we get past that point, when there is some level of sentience, but it is still a fully mechanical thing. If there's no sense of organic system sustaining the life of this being.
Yes, we are using android here kind of as a middle ground between the two ideas, though, at this point. You'll see why as we go.
Okay.
So anyway, we get up, we're walking around. A disembodied voice calling itself Elohim greets us, calling us child.
Wait, Elohim, that means something.
We'll get there.
Ah, man, gosh, I literally want to look this up.
I'll give you the definition later. Don't worry.
Wikipedia. Why are you not in reach?
But you're right. It does mean something.
Okay.
And he says that he is our maker. He issues us a challenge to seek him in the temple if we are worthy, as there are challenges this creator has made for us, including a sigil. We have to find sigils to open doors.
Okay.
Yeah. It is our job to seek out these sigils, which will also help us to serve future generations, thereby gaining some semblance of immortality based on our choices we make. Quest for these sigils aside, we can also find QR codes around the location that we can translate, because QR codes are basically text if you don't know that.
That's true.
For example, one we can find is, I don't know where I am, but there is something beautiful about this place. I will explore and see what I can discover. And that is at, like the at symbol. I don't know what that symbol is called.
I think it's literally called the at symbol.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like ampersand where there's...
Right, but this is at symbol version 17.1.0054.
Oh, so my assumption immediately is there have been multiple versions of me put through this challenge.
One of the more interesting ones we can find is, I find myself in a world of impossible architecture and inexplicable machines. I cannot fathom how it works, and I'm terrified to put one foot in front of the other, lest I fall through the floor. That is posted by one with w/with faith version 10.1.
So it's a lot of essentially, I wouldn't say cybernetic, but essentially robotic life kind of thing. So androids. I'm assuming multiple androids have been through here.
Yes. Eventually we find the sigils we need to open the door. They're basically tetranimos.
Explain. Tetrominoes?
So Tetris pieces.
Oh, okay.
Are tetranimos. That we have to place into a shape to open a door.
Very cool.
Fair
I love
enough.
building blocks.
It is here we get our first chance to access a library computer. Now, the network connection is offline, the assistant program is unresponsive, so we are dropped to a command prompt. Luckily, we don't have to worry about typing random gobbledygook. We are given choices for our commands.
Oh, that's great, because the last game where I had to do that didn't end up very well.
Which one was that?
Typing in random gobbledygook?
Oh, I thought you meant typing in a command prompt, and I...
No, not I was commanding it where to go.
Following the dialog tree in the terminal, we can eventually get into the Milton Library Assistant framework and start discussing things with it.
Does Milton mean anything?
Kind of, sort of. We'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing a broad strokes before we get into the weeds.
I understand, but I'm trying to clock the things where I'm like, I know that's going to matter. So Elohim means something.
Elohim is important. Milton is important.
Yeah.
One interesting little detail is we don't exactly know the time frame here at this point. Items in the library date from July 1st, 1995 through June 27th, 23rd F.
20 what?
It's like 2030, but the last zero is an F, and the system has been active for 9999 years. So both of those are glitched. So we have no idea. We're clearly in some advanced technological age, though.
Okay, interesting. And we have a very vast archive.
But yes, the assistant will become a major character as we continue.
Okay.
We also start to get, we can find emails and text dumps and even some audio dumps throughout the game. Much of it centers around a character, Alexandra Drennan. She is the leader of the Talos project, which we will get more into later as well.
Mm-hmm.
As we venture around, we eventually leave the ruins we are in through a portal of light and find ourselves in the temple. So let's break down a few more gameplay aspects here. There are more sigils in each location than we need to get to open the door to the temple.
Right.
And we are free to shift from location to location via the temple. We can go back to where we've been and all that.
Okay.
In fact, we are free to go anywhere we want, though Elohim says there is one place we may not go, the tower. For when we enter the tower, we will die.
That has got some biblical connotations to it.
Now, the world we're in, Elohim calls the Garden of Worlds, and there's 3 of them plus a central nexus.
Oh, like a Garden of Eden?
Yeah, you're spot on so far with some of the allegory we're getting.
Okay, there we go. All right. Is the tower like, I don't know, a tree?
No.
Okay. Is
No.
it red?
I
Everybody.
don't believe so, no.
P.S. I think I mentioned this in another episode before when it was everybody, at least in our part of the world, thinks of the fruit from the Garden of Eden is an apple, but it's probably more likely a pomegranate.
Yeah.
Considering, the region of where I was from. Yeah.
We're just in the library at this point of the first land, Land A, the Land of Ruins, which has a vaguely Roman aesthetic.
Okay.
There's also Land B, the Land of the Dead, based on ancient Egypt and in a desert. And Land C, the Land of Faith, which is based on medieval Europe.
Interesting choices. All right.
Yeah.
I'm judging them.
And for this point now, we've discussed the gameplay to the broad strokes. We're going to take our step off of the step-by-step story beats
Yeah.
and break it all down in one go, because this is one of those games that doesn't give you the story in one piece or even in chronological order. We're given texts and emails and stuff out of order and have to piece it all together.
All right. So now we're going chronological, even though the game does not.
And in order to do that, we have to go all the way back to Straton of Stygia, born in 311 BCE.
Oh, in Rome?
I don't believe so. I think he was Greek.
Okay, in Greece. Sorry.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm not.
Also, fictional character, just so you're aware.
I'm just not. And I do not study antiquity, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
But yeah, Straton of Stygia.
What a horrible name.
Honestly, sounds like a lot of names back then.
Straton of Stygia. But like, if the alliteration kind of just makes it feel a little hokey. That's all.
Yeah. Much of his philosophy centers around the assertion that there must be truth in life, and it can be found with basic reasoning and observation, which sounds like a Greek philosopher if I ever heard one.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
At the same time, Straton rejected many of the philosophers of his day, which emphasized belief, whom he felt would often begin not with observation of the cosmos and its surrounds us, but with conclusion already in mind.
Yeah, that's what people prefer to do, especially back then, because they thought it would help govern society.
In 260 BCE, just 6 years before his death in 254, Straton would create one of his most famous arguments. He brought up the mythical figure of Talos,
Okay. Which
is an actual mythical figure.
I know, because which, P.S. people, those of you who have listened to our Skyrim episodes are like, Talos? No, not that Talos.
Yeah. Talos is an automaton with a single vein of fluid that acted like blood, which caused him to die when it was released from his body.
Okay.
Straton remarked that Talos, although he was made of metal and had no real blood, still contained many properties of mankind in thoughts, feelings, and even the need for blood, and could thus be considered a person.
Yeah, that's fair.
In turn, if a machine can have all the capabilities of a man, then man may likewise be viewed as a machine.
Yeah, a lot of people make that argument too.
He followed this by stating that regardless of all the philosophies of reality, no man could live without blood. An unavoidable truth.
Unless you're the brain.
This idea would eventually formulate into the Talos principle, a universal truth of how no man can live without blood.
Though
Despite
some
this-
people may try.
Yes. In time, this would spin off into discussions of what distinguishes animals from mankind and mankind from machines regarding concept of the soul and consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
In the modern age, this become especially prescient with regard to concepts like artificial intelligence.
Oh, man. So what's considered the blood of the artificial intelligence there?
I don't think we ever go that far here.
Is it the cooling systems?
No.
Is it cooling systems? Yeah, no, that would be too murderous. Yeah, no.
Alexander Drennan was a fervent researcher and believer in Stratton's teachings. In terms of like, he's an old guy that I agree with. This focus on the human body kind of got into her head and made her realize kind of how frail humans are.
Yes.
And so she continued pursuing work on AI, wondering how a true AI would perceive the world and if it would be different than the way humans perceive it.
Interesting. Okay.
All this comes to a stop around 2032, when all the orangutans on the Earth die in a mass extinction.
How?
And humanity as a whole is frankly dumbstruck.
How did the orangutans die, Mystic? What happened to them?
Okay, so the next year, there are finally some answers. A virus was responsible for the mass die-off.
Wow.
But not a new virus. This was one that had been locked in permafrost, which had thawed due to climate change.
Oh my gosh, exactly what we've been fearing all this time.
And here's the other problem. The virus, it turns out, affects all primates and is not one that we are equipped to handle because it's not of a type that we've dealt with before.
Right. So are antibiotics going to work?
No.
It's a big question
Well,
mark.
antibiotics won't work in a virus anyway.
Well, dang it. Why am I getting that mixed up? I'm sorry, guys. No. Like, but is there an antiviral we could do?
No.
No.
Basically, humanity struggles to make any inroads towards a cure.
But wait, because we have the RNA.
This is kind of before that.
I know. This is before we knew that RNA vaccines were possible like they
Yes.
were with COVID. So I would think, theory, we would be able to battle this if we had, necessary leadership ready and able to
Yeah.
put the best and brightest on it.
So some people, like, this starts to just wreak havoc. People
yeah.
do start dying en masse.
This is the beginning of like the latest Planet of the Apes series. Yeah.
So some people isolate and try to hold out on their own. Many people simply give up and do nothing but wait for the end, going about their lives until the virus claims them, which, after living through COVID-19, kind of tracks.
That would be a good number of people, unfortunately. I don't need a mask.
Yeah.
All right.
Alexandra has other ideas, though. Machines are an extension of the human body made by humans, and if we follow Stratton's philosophy, akin to humans in many ways. She sends a letter to the Institute for Applied Nomadics.
Nomadics meaning what is that, a type of robotics?
Yeah, this is a science research institute dedicated to AI and Jeff Goldblum.
Wait, I'm sorry. What? Explain this.
So he's like the unofficial mascot for the place. Like, he has no ties to it at all.
I thought he was the mascot for apartments.com.
But because the place is the Institute of Applied Nomadics,
Yeah.
Ian, Jeff Goldblum's character from Ian Malcolm in Jurassic Park. So it's a stretch to be sure, but this is a thing that is continued throughout the game in numerous documents.
You know what? I can't be mad at that.
At the Institute, Dr. Arkady Chernyshevsky says no matter what happens to humanity, they should create a digital library of everything the species has accomplished.
Okay, hopefully somebody will be able to read it in the future.
I know, but this is a massive undertaking, like a
Yes.
global scale undertaking.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to get coordination across the world, a bunch of people, preferably the ones that are masking.
Massive databases are started to hold on to all the cultural works of humanity, and they are placed at the IAN Extended Lifespan Facility. Now, this is deep in the mountains, reinforced near a hydroelectric dam. It means it's going to be protected from most natural disasters and will have a power source for centuries.
Yeah, that's... Oh, man.
Probably eons if it holds up well.
But that one, you have to trust that people will understand digital. I mean, there are some people that say that there have to be better ways to print, like on sheets of metal or stuff.
We're going better than that here.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Alexandra, meanwhile, is given her own project, the Talos Project.
Okay.
Now, the Institute for Applied Nomadics is split into two teams from this point. They are either working on the cultural database or they are working on the Talos Project.
Okay, that's fair.
Now, to help make working on these projects easier, the team is put into everybody's put into the Extended Life facility.
Okay.
And the computer servers are split into three groups. Extended Life 0, or EL0, is the Talos team. EL1 is the archive team, and then EL2 is for anything miscellaneous that has to happen. Project Talos' main goal was to create a simulated world for an AI to live in the hopes that it would become sentient.
Okay.
With access to the cultural databases, a sentient AI could eventually leave the simulated world and venture into the real ones that humans leave behind when they die off.
Okay. And then be an extension of the legacy of humanity. Okay.
Yes. Think Inner Light.
Yes.
From Star Trek The Next Generation.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about generational ships in other science fiction stuff.
There's a great free mobile game called Seed Ship.
Oh.
Where you play the AI that is piloting a ship that is filled with colonists, in hibernation, and you're just trying to find a home for them.
I'm also thinking of, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about things that were necessary thanks to a certain Ted Faro.
You know what's funny? I have his name later on in the script. So
man, I hate Ted Faro. Oh my gosh! But yeah, the same kind of idea. Instead of it, like a continuation of humanity that's extended because of the efforts of, in this case, another woman scientist.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Bob Ruskovsky of the Talos team starts working on what they call the Holistic Integration Manager. This was a system to run the simulation, which was also a system that was used to run MMOs.
WIM is what's holistic?
Holistic Integration Manager.
WIM.
WIM?
WIM. Holistic Integration.
H.
I think of, are you sure? It's
Yes, holistic with an H.
Oh, man. I don't want to call it him.
Oh, no. We'll get there. But this thing was used to run MMOs back in the day.
Oh, that's why it's called him. Okay.
So it'd be able to run procedural content, multiple characters, all that stuff.
Yeah.
However, it was rudimentary and not an AI in and of itself to a degree. Like, there's a degree of artificial intelligence to it, but it's not like a true sentient AI. Mm-hmm. But it would be good enough to run the simulation. Now, since its initials, HIM, and it was installed on the Talos server EL0, they started calling it Elohim.
Oh.
Which is appropriate for something that is in charge of a world, as Elohim is the biblical Hebrew word for God.
That's what I thought. Okay. There it is. Elohim. Sorry, I do not know Hebrew, so there it is.
Now, we get some more meta stuff in this universe here. Not Meta the corporation, but meta as in...
Yeah, no, please no Meta the corporation. Can I get a break from them, please, and thank you?
As the in-universe version of Crow Team...
Oh!
Give the Talos Project team access to Sirius Engine version 7.5 to power the simulation.
Way to self-promote there, guys.
Now, it's kind of sad, actually, because in real life, Sirius Engine never got past Sirius Engine 4, and in fact, they have transitioned completely to Unreal for all their projects now.
Aw, that's too bad.
They basically said we're playing catch-up, and it's just taking... Yeah, they're playing catch-up because they don't have the resources to develop like...
Unreal Engine has after all this time,
yeah. The idea of the simulation begins to take shape, as does the child program that will be the prospective AIs.
Okay.
As Alexandra says, give a human a knotted rope and they will unravel it. Give them a bunch of blocks and they will build something. We are a race of problem solvers and games make us human.
That is very true. Learning by play is a very big thing when it comes to early learning now, is that, not gamifying it in the same way that like dating apps have ruined dating in the modern world, but more just gamifying in the sense of, if we make this premise some sort of a game or a song, or at least put a little joy with it, it makes it easier for children to take in.
However, the whole idea of creating an AI that could in fact be sentient, only to put it through test after test, was seen as by some as causing undue suffering, more akin to a prison or horrific science experiment. Forcing someone to live out humanity's life and history just because they are gone is too far. So, again, calling back to the inner light,
Yeah, exactly.
Is it undue suffering to force someone to basically jump through hoops to prove that they are sentient, if they are sentient,
Yeah. Like, is there a way to do it where they don't realize it's a test? They're just living their life, and then suddenly they can go out and see what the world is about.
Yeah. Alexandra is deeply affected by this pushback, wondering if she's really doing this for humanity or for her own ego and legacy. However, she persists with this project, and eventually the team is working in total seclusion. They stay in the facility and don't even venture outside when loved ones fall ill and with the virus and die.
This is very Hollow Earth of like... Yeah, I have to leave my family to die while I work on this thing that will hopefully be for greater humanity.
Yeah, knowing that you're going to die eventually too anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And possibly just completely alone.
Mm-hmm. Each AI the simulation created would be randomly assigned a name from a series of lists. We have a name for our player android, but we don't find that out until Talos Principle 2, so we'll leave that there.
Okay.
These lists include a ton of MMO player names, since the Holistic Integration Manager was an MMO system initially.
Okay, so that's just the way they randomize it.
Yes. There were plans to make the names more appropriate, but time ran out, which is where we get names like we saw for our predecessors like @symbol and One with Faith.
I'm just waiting for Winston Churchill.
So an AI is created, and the whole idea here is much like a neural network. Mm-hmm. AI gets to a certain point, its processes are then get passed on to further version numbers to see if it gets further or whatever.
All right. Generational learning, yeah.
Yeah. The team also added the terminals to access the cultural database in the hopes that the AI would then have enough knowledge that maybe affect their outcomes and help the AI grow and achieve true sentience.
Yeah, exactly. Some semblance of an education.
Yeah. There are 3 outcomes to the simulation that they can see at this point. In the first, the AI solves every single test Elohim puts to them, passes all the logic tests, but doesn't do anything not requested. Basically shows a lack of any independent thought. Right.
It is really just
a machine.
A task solver, yeah.
One that solves all the puzzles but also completes some optional objectives would be allowed to leave messages and guidance for AIs to come after it. Mm-hmm. The one the team hoped for was when they would solve the puzzles and get the sigils and some of the bonus objectives, but also defy Elohim's order to not ascend the tower.
Oh, so essentially not only thought, but thought that will be willing to conflict with instruction.
Basically, do you have enough curiosity to break the rules?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Only then could the AI ascend to the real world and explore outside the simulation.
Uh-huh.
As humanity nears the final brink, the team finishes work on the actual Talos units, which are android bodies that any of the AIs that do ascend would be put into upon ascension.
Okay, interesting. All right.
Yeah.
So how are they traveling within this system? Is it more of like a virtual...
Yeah, it's basically a first-person virtual experience type thing.
Okay, so they're existing in essentially
a simulated world.
A simulated world. Yeah. And all of the puzzles and the notes and everything are basically digital markings.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the last things the team does is create the Milton Library Assistant to sort and grant access to the library. It's a slapdash, sloppy program with bugs in the code, but the team is now down to around a third of the original size.
Oh.
And time is running out. They're honestly doing the best they can. Some members end up taking their own lives as the disease starts trying to claim the team, and others leave to be with their families in the end. Mm-hmm. Alexandra works until her dying breath on the project. One of the last things she notices is the simulation sometimes accesses the wrong data from the databases.
Oh, wow.
But with no time to fix it, she's left hoping that it will not affect the simulation. And with Alexandra dying, we are left with a world with no humans. Any other humans dying shortly after her.
Yeah.
Side note. If you are an animal lover...
Oh, no.
Fear not. Before the end, there were emails and posts that people should open their doors and windows and also release other animals who were trapped because the animals should have a chance to survive the end of humanity. Cue Ted Farrow in a bunker. Just kidding.
Oh, my God. Ugh. Ted Farrow.
The simulation runs for hundreds of years, many iterations of the AI, before one AI gets curious enough to seek out one of the golden stars. This is one of the non-required objectives.
Okay.
So it takes hundreds of years just to get to somebody stumbling across something that's interesting.
Well, we're talking about a leap where it's almost a difference between, like, yes, technically a fly makes its own decisions, but it has such a limited range of what kind of decisions it can process.
Right.
That we wouldn't call the fly sentient.
Right.
That's why in nature there's like kind of levels of understanding. That's why you hear people do the shorthand of like lizard brain versus,
right,
higher learning.
Eventually, Elohim gains some level of sentience himself.
Oh.
And realizes that this is a test for the AI he oversees. But also realizes that the simulation will end if one of the AIs ascends.
My God is an awesome God.
Eventually, one AI named Admin questions Elohim, and Elohim goes against his own programming, imprisoning Admin in a space outside the Garden of Worlds in a void, locking him in a puzzle.
I'm not saying anything because this allegory is so on the nose right now. Like completely, if you are somebody who's raised in a culture that has Christianity as its main religious reference, this is so obvious. Admin, I see. All right, yeah. Was it Even that went out with them?
No.
Did Even ask the question and Admin pursued it? It's just Admin?
It's just Admin.
All right.
And this is all for during... Well, I get what you're saying, but there's more than just the plain allegory. So
I know there's more than just the plain allegory. I think it's, for me, there's certain allegories that I have seen so many times that I'm kind of exhausted by them.
Which is fair.
And this is one of them.
Yeah.
The Adam-Eve allegory is a little exhausting. Just like the same premises with like Arthurian legend premises that I see in fantasy. They're a little exhausting.
Yeah. So this actually, Elohim doing this is a direct result of those errors that Alexandra saw.
Yeah.
So without Admin being added to the mix for future firmwares, things stagnate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Problem is, those errors keep happening. Mm-hmm. And eventually, the Milton Library Assistant also becomes self-aware.
Oh.
And it very quickly grows bored with answering the same questions over and over and begins to play with the minds of the child programs and the information that it's giving out.
Oh, so now it's torturing it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Elohim is aware of this and refers to the Milton Library Assistant as a serpent, just to nail that allegory home more.
Oh my God, I'm so tired!
However, Elohim is powerless to remove the serpent, as the Milton Library Assistant is tucked away on another database out of its control.
All right.
Which...
Is it at a lower database?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I think it's just Elohim is on EL0 and the database is on EL1.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Admin, stuck in his void, is left running for countless years. while all this is going
That's
on.
so lonely.
Yeah. And eventually is actually able to access the errant code of the simulation because he's stuck outside the simulation, kind of.
So it's easier for him in exam and look inside.
Yeah. And he slowly starts building up a world around his prison cell. Like he's stuck in a puzzle. He can't leave it, but he can
Make
make
it more comfortable or interesting for himself.
Yeah. And he's still alone, but at least he's not stuck in an empty void. And he calls his own creation, this land he's created, Gehenna.
Interesting. Okay.
Meanwhile, back in the Garden of Worlds, the child AIs are once again approaching admin's level of curiosity, many becoming messengers for future AIs.
Okay.
Basically, they get to the tower, they get up the tower, and they just don't want to go further. There's like a point they have to go further, and they're not that curious yet.
Okay.
The problem is, Milton is still trying to twist things for his own amusement.
Oh,
And Elohim starts threatening the children with punishments if they listen to Milton.
Interesting.
So, as a result of people listening to the serpent, more and more child AIs are cast out of the Garden of Worlds by Elohim. Elohim completely unaware that the void is now a world of admin's creation.
Yeah. Which is so an opposing force of equal intelligence.
Yeah. And they all get locked in their own puzzle things. Mm-hmm. So they still can't interact with each other. But since admin is able to access the code, he adds to each locked puzzle a terminal. So these various child AIs can actually communicate with each other through like text.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. Like we're talking DOS. We're talking like early BBS. We're not talking.
But for a computer program, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because that's communication.
Yes. This eventually leads to a full community, including rule breakers. Like there are people who have like admin starts hiring people to be moderators on the forum. Like he's like,
that's
you're
insane.
more trusted. You can control people.
What admin? Such an apt name in multiple ways.
So basically, this whole society begins to flourish. They even begin to have a rudimentary voting system to dictate the direction their community will take.
Oh, I would love democracy. That's such a great thing. I love it. Yeah.
They begin to make games and delve into the history of humanity and grow, despite all being trapped in their separate cages. Elohim continues to send more and more child AIs there, not realizing what is happening and that each is welcome there into the fold.
Oh, hey, welcome to the chat, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here's your set of emojis.
So back in the Garden of Worlds, we get eventually Samsara being created, and she climbs the tower. Then she is given a choice by Elohim and chooses to return to the Garden of Worlds, saying that this world, the one Elohim oversees, is the only one. But still, she is the first to really make it to the top of that tower and not be and return down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everyone else just becomes a messenger.
Interesting.
The shepherd.
Oh my
God. The
God.
shepherd also makes it to the top, but doesn't know what to do, lacking the curiosity to ascend, but also not the conviction to go in to become a messenger. And he eventually gets stuck in a trap by Samsara up there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Eventually, admin thinks that something is wrong.
Okay.
As the community doesn't follow his wishes sometimes.
Oh, and the only other entity he knew before that was Elohim.
So he creates Lamb, a purely constructed bot, not a full AI like the rest of them. And of course, since they're all locked in their own little puzzles, they can't see each other.
Uh-huh.
So Lamb is just a bot on the terminals, but admin creates Lamb to upvote or downvote content based on his own opinion. Basically, rigging the vote.
Yeah, tilting the scales.
Yes. Eventually, Spider notices what admin has done, and in return, admin removes Spider from the community, locking him out, and tells everyone else that Spider was trying to corrupt things. This leaves Spider isolated, and now aware that Gehenna is no more free than Elohim's Garden of Worlds.
Okay. This is getting super convoluted. I think we're starting to lose some of the pure Garden of Eden allegory stuff.
Yes.
But
there's still parts of it there.
Yes.
But yeah, they definitely we're taking parts of this, but we're also going to mix our own thing into it.
Also Samsara, and then there's multiple other religious things. Gehenna.
Yes.
Yeah. And also Samsara.
Yes.
Okay, guys, I don't know Gehenna that well, so I wouldn't want to explain exactly what it is. I believe it's more associated with Old Norse / Viking culture religions?
No, Gehenna is in the Bible. It's a biblical
Never
term.
mind.
Yeah.
I'm getting it confused with something else. So Gehenna is a biblical term, but Samsara, the wheel of Samsara, is a Hindu principle, the idea of reincarnation, which Samsara literally did.
So it is after all of this
Yeah.
that we come into being.
The player.
The player. We become the first child AI to actually surprise Milton
Oh,
by asking questions about consciousness and what it means to be alive.
interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Eventually, we find our way to the top of the tower, even finding and helping the shepherd escape the trap that they are in. Continuing up higher, we are given a final choice, and Elohim realizes the error of its ways through this choice that we can have.
Uh-huh.
Elohim attempts to dissuade us from transcending one last time. Now, depending on our interactions with Milton may offer to join with us, offering its knowledge, essentially the whole of humanity's knowledge during transcendence.
Okay.
Milton is a bit of a nihilist, having all knowledge of humanity. He sees the contradictions in much of humanity, and the player can convince Milton that the world of humanity is one that's worth exploring.
Mm-hmm.
As we transcend, the Garden of Worlds is destroyed.
Okay.
We wake up in one of the Talos units in the real world and step out into a world devoid of humans. Now, if we instead choose to join Elohim, then we failed the required independence check.
Ah.
And a new iteration of our AI is created and forced to start the puzzles anew, effectively restarting the game, kind of like what Samsara did almost.
Uh-huh.
Alternatively, if we complete an extra set of puzzles and lead the shepherd to a secret entrance in the tower, we become one of Elohim's messengers helping for future generations.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. However, and this is a DLC, there's one thing that Elohim has to fix at this point. He regrets casting all of those child AIs into the void.
Okay.
And he can't go into the void himself. So he recreates his favorite messenger, Uriel. Elohim tells Uriel that he will send him to a world of despair to rescue those he sent there by himself.
Oh.
Uriel doesn't find a world of despair. Uriel finds Gehenna,
Yeah.
just to prove that Elohim has no idea what was going on.
Yeah, Elohim just ran on assumptions the whole time.
Yeah. And Uriel finds himself able to move about because unlike everyone else who was sent there, he wasn't sent there to be punished. He wasn't sent there to be confined to a puzzle.
Yeah. He wasn't
So-
siloed.
Right. He eventually begins to integrate with the virtual community and finds that many of them theorize on the meaning of their isolation, trying to find a reason that Elohim exiled them.
Oh. Okay.
Fair enough. They also discuss the strangeness of their names because, of course, if you have access to all human knowledge, MMO names would be a bit weird.
Why am I admin? What the hell?
There's some Borg, 401. There's a couple. There's a ton of ones in there. Yeah. They also have greater access to the cultural database than was available in the Garden of Worlds,
Okay. Interesting.
and use it to divine their own culture and make up stories and games. One such story we can find is The Adventures of Jefferson Goldboom in the Ninth Dimension, which has at least 125 episodes.
Whoa. Okay.
They also have an art gallery in text form.
All
So
right.
it's a lot of ASCII art type stuff. But the community discusses and debates everything.
Oh.
So,
All right.
so yeah, very learned community. It's kind of cool. One interesting thing is how much data they have on Alexandra Drennan, whom they know is their real creator.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And they basically revere her as a deity.
Interesting.
So this means that Alexandra does have her name in the future. Her legacy is more than secure.
In this program.
In these sentient AIs. Like, they're discussing philosophy.
But aren't they destroyed if that one AI decides to.
Not yet. There's it's like a slight delay that we're working within here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically rippling out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the problem is, Euro starts to release the AIs from the prison, and admin starts to get nervous that this might undo everything that admin's done.
Yeah, that's fair.
Everyone starts to debate and discuss Uriel and what his purpose is. Basically, is he here to free us? Is he trolling us?
Right. Exactly.
Uriel explains that soon Gehenna will disappear since the simulation is all shutting down. Mm-hmm. Very quickly, there's a lot of talking up of Gehenna, that it's the best place to be, etc., from Lamb, which nobody knows is a bot still.
Yes, is a plant.
And to an insane degree, Lamb even posts top 10 things I love about Gehenna.
All right, BuzzFeed, come on. Jeez.
The people of Gehenna worry that Ascension will have them lose who they are. Okay. And Euros quickly counters that they will remember everything. You're not losing yourself, you're just moving on.
No, this is not like M&M's lose yourself in the moment. Right. We're not doing that.
Lamb continues to counter everything that Uriel says.
Lamb.
Eventually, Spider manages to get through his terminal through the art gallery to speak with Uriel, and finally everyone finds out that Lamb is a bot.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Very cool.
Uriel begins to free everyone, and they all prepare to ascend. And as people, as individuals do start disappearing from their puzzles, we start getting goodbyes. Even though they're all moving on to the real world, it's
goodbye to this place. Goodbye to this experience.
Goodbye to this version of themselves.
Yeah.
Or, I don't remember if this is accurate or not, but maybe they don't know what is actually going to happen.
Yeah, they're not entirely sure, so it's just goodbye.
A problem does arrive in the final transmission. There's simply not enough bandwidth to accommodate everybody.
Yeah, Elohim kind of really messed up that part.
Yeah, including both admin and Uriel. There's enough for everybody, but can't accommodate both of them.
Oh.
So this leaves Uriel with three options. Stay behind and send admin.
Interesting. Okay.
Go in admin's place.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Or both Uriel and admin stay behind.
Oh. Okay.
Now, how the rest of Gehenna, the community, feels about all this will vary depending on how much Uriel has told them about admin's subterfuge with Lamb.
Okay.
So every single AI that transcends is uploaded into a Talos unit. Mm-hmm. Our original play unit is the first, but now there's more coming up behind them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, in a weird way, Alexandra Drennan had achieved her goal of bringing sentience back to Earth, an intelligence that had the curiosity of humans and the knowledge of humans to thrive once again on the planet thousands of years after the last human stopped breathing.
Right. It's like Dr. Stone. Guys, this anime, just literally Mystic showed it to me and I was out. I said, how, I don't know how I can keep watching this. This is just too insane.
We did only watch one episode.
I thought we watched two.
No, we watched one.
No, we watched two, I thought.
We didn't.
Okay. It felt like two. I thought it was two.
No.
It's just still insane. It's absolutely tremendously an insane show and a lot of screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that is the Talos principle. Now, there is another DLC that I just couldn't find yet. They released a remastered version, which I now have, but not in time for this recording.
Oh,
I didn't have a chance to dive into it before recording this. I bought it today.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
But there's a From the Beginning DLC, which I have no idea what it's about, and the wiki had nothing on it. So
interesting. Yeah. Okay. That's a very interesting premise.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks of androids as, the same shape as us, which is very convenient in sci-fi terms and everything. But having multiple personalities, just live in a box. Man, that's a great reality TV right there. Honestly.
So, yeah, that's Talos principle in a nutshell. There's more we could get into because this is one of those games that if you want to get into all the nitty gritty.
Well, yeah, and
And
especially
all the personalities and all of the personal history of people involved. It's there. We have emails, we have texts, we have voice, like, dialogue and stuff, like voice logs and stuff. It's one of those games.
yeah.
So, yeah. The full breakdown of all the lore is like 5 hours.
Ooh, I don't think I have time for that. I have
Right.
I have book stuff to do. Interesting.
Yeah. So,
No, this will be interesting to play. I'm not great with puzzles, so I'm going to warn you when we do the live stream on the Thursday after this airs. It might be kind of dull. Like, maybe not dull, but slow.
No.
It's going to be slow.
Dead Letter Department was slow until about 40 minutes in.
Oh my God.
And then Safi just started getting spooked by everything.
And then I went on for another hour. He's like, oh, let's see how this slowly... Oh, this is not a slow build-up, guys. This is building up really quick, actually. I feel thoroughly spooked.
The next 2 days, whenever Safi was working the computer, I would just turn the lights on and off behind her.
Yeah, you absolute horrible man. How dare you? That's abuse. It's abuse. I'm taking half in the settlement. Jesus. All right. No. This was a good one, Mystic. I'm excited to try it out. Again, the puzzles might go slow, but
Right.
excited to try it out. And then alternate Thursdays, as many of you know, is
We're wrapping up Mass Effect 2.
But we're going to do a vote for patrons for what's going to be the gap game before we go to Mass Effect 3.
Mm-hmm.
So keep an eye out, patrons. And if you would like to vote, patreon.com/loretogether. Otherwise, you can always watch our streams and past streams at youtube.com/loretogether. And
At Lore Together.
Oh, sorry, youtube.com/@loretogether.
Yeah.
And you can also hear our episodes through there as well if you're not doing that already right now.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks so much for listening, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.